Good afternoon, everybody. Pounce 2K Gaming here, coming to you live in War on the Sea, a brand new game which has only been out for a couple of weeks, I believe. I think it came out on was it like January 21st or something like that. It's not been out very long. I know that. Let me check that. No, I think it was even less than that. I think it was. Yeah, I think we only talked about maybe a week or something. It's not been out very long. Not been out very long at all. So I thought we would check it out and yeah, just kind of see where we're at, because basically it kind of gives me massive vibes of Victory at Sea Pacific, and I really like those sort of games. Hey Grindstone, what's up, dude? Yeah, I mean we certainly need more games like this in the genre. Plus the fact the studio's from Killerfish Games, and they have produced Cold Waters, which is another pretty good submarine sim based in the Cold War. Bit of a different style of it, like, you know, it's not been done in like a third person, but like a third person. This kind of takes the concept of that and just expands it in 1942. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start a new campaign, and not gonna lie, I have been learning the ropes a little bit, so I've done like about a month into the campaign, or less than a month in the campaign, just to kind of get an idea what the controls are and stuff, so we can then get going. Attack on Pearl Harbor. Since 1937, Japan and China have been engaged in a protracted conflict of the Second Sino-Japanese War. America, along with other Western nations including Britain and Australia, embargoed the sale of oil, steel and iron ore to Japan in an attempt to stem further expansionism. Japan plans occupation of the Dutch East Indies and Malaya Malaysia, as an alternate source of natural resources, and on December 7th, 1941, launches a multi-pronged offensive throughout the Pacific. The goal is to quickly secure Japanese interests, set up a defensive perimeter, and then negotiate peace with America from this position of strength. 7th December 1941. As part of the numerous offensives launched, aircraft from 6 Japanese fleet carriers attacked Pearl Harbor and crippled the US Pacific Fleet. The surprise attack finally draws America into the Second World War. We're not doing bad, Grindstone, really not. The community's slowly coming together, which is great. Battle of the Coral Sea, 4th to the 8th of May 1942. In order to expand the southern perimeter of the Empire, Japan undertakes Operation Mo. I would have put, not to be grammar police here, but I would have separated that sentence out. In order to expand the southern empire, Japan. See, I want to stop there. I want to put a full stop there and then have that. Okay, never mind. Japan undertakes Operation Mo, the invasion of Port Moresby in New Guinea, as well as Tulagi in the Solomon Islands. Ensuring naval battle, the first carried out by carrier aircraft only, ultimately turns back Port Moresby invasion. Unlike carrier, a destroyer and several smaller vessels are lost by the Japanese. Allied forces suffer significant losses with the sinking of the fleet carrier Lexington, a destroyer and an oiler. Yorktown, another US fleet carrier participating, is damaged. It should be damaged with a D. And hastily returns to Hawaii for repairs. Okay, what else we got? Battle of Midway, 4th to the 7th of June 1942. Japan turns its attention to the US base of Midway in a plan to lure the Americans into a decisive naval battle. The massive strike force contains 4 fleet carriers, along with numerous battleships and cruisers, enough to overpower any opposition. Yet Allied codebreakers have discerned the plan, sending 3 fleet carriers to lie in wait for the approaching enemy. stunning victory for the Allies. All four Japanese fleet carriers, the Akagi, Kaga, Soryu, and Hiryu, are sunk along with a heavy cruiser Mikuma for the loss of the fleet carrier Yorktown and the destroyer Haman. That's another reason why I don't use VR, dude. I mean, there's just... they're a health hazard, literally. 7th of August 1942, the Battle of Midway last month had significantly weakened Japan's carrier strength in the Pacific and allowed the Allies to go on the offensive. One initial goal is to secure the southern Solomon Islands in a plan codenamed Operation Watchtower. Priority of the operation intensifies. Japanese troops begin construction of an airfield in the island of Guadalcanal. Such an airfield will allow long-range bombers to attack supply lines between America and Australia, as well as provide air cover for Japanese naval forces reaching farther south. Japanese supply ships carrying construction materials for the airfield continue to arrive while the Allies make preparations to seize Guadalcanal. Okay, here we are then. Right, so I'm just going to save this as stream campaign. And what we're going to do is we're not going to save. I'm just saving that just in case it crashes or something. We're not going to use any sort of continuous saving or anything like that. We're just going to do it completely live and just get to it, basically. So this is kind of an interesting theatre they've decided to actually use for the war. Because, I mean, at this sort of point in 1942, the Guadalcanal campaign, I mean, as far as I'm aware, I think the Japanese are down to only a couple of carriers. If the Battle of Midway's been done, and there's also been the Battle for Santa Cruz Islands, which has also been done just off the, actually the Coral Sea confrontation, which involved the Lexington and... what's the other one in the Lexington class? There is another one, isn't there? It's Saratoga. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what the Saratoga did throughout the campaign of the war, but anyway. Our carrier abilities are not doing much better. I mean, if Japan are really struggling at this point, they can't really wage war and see too much. We, on the other hand, we have a few options, but we don't have loads. Let's put it that way. Right, so, command points 500. Let's see, what can we do with this? Yeah, the Guadalcanal campaign was certainly, it was definitely a bloody one. Especially for the Marines that actually had land. I mean, as far as actually taking Guadalcanal, it shouldn't be too difficult, because as far as I'm aware, you've got the supply convoys en route here, and from what I'm aware, there was a couple of heavy cruiser forces of the Americans that were sent to try and intercept these. So we could do that. We could follow the from a historical point of view, but I don't think we're gonna do that. We're gonna try our own strategy here. So I think what I'm gonna want is I'm gonna want the Pensacola classes. Hey, Spacefish, what's up, dude? Do you know one thing I will say is pretty cool, right? Is the fact they actually use the ship names, whatever ships they had in the class or available to the theatre, you can actually use, which is kind of cool. Take one Pensacola class, a Salt Lake City. And then I think, I could do that in Victory at Sea Pacific, because that includes the entire Pacific campaign. Yeah, you can definitely do that. 100%. On this game, it only includes the I'm kind of think of the wider area this called. It only kind of includes this map here. It's the 1942 era, should I say. Basically, the Guadalcanal campaign. You can also play it from the Japanese side as well. It's a very funny theatre, actually, that they've chosen to include. I'm kind of hoping they expand upon it in the future. If they did, it would certainly probably then meet how much it's worth on Steam. If I'm going to be honest, where it's at the moment, I don't think it's probably fairly priced. I don't think it's the best value for money out there, if I'm going to be honest. I think the price needed to be probably about £5 to £10 cheaper, if I'm going to be honest. Let's go for... I'm gonna go for the Porter class. Yeah, let's go with the Porter class. You can get the entire world in something like the Silent Hunter series of sorts. Or Flight Sim. McDougal, I'll take you as well. Winslow and Phelps. So we're going to have a heavy carrier force here. We're going to need a supply convoy as well, so let's shove one of those about. You know what would be really handy was if there was a button you could choose between the US and Japanese, because they've got them in all one massive list. It's very clunky to navigate around. It's not so bad in this main menu bit, but you'll see what I mean when we get into battle. It gets really clunky when you're trying to identify... when you're trying to identify a ship, say, for example, you got a Congo-class battleship and a Yamato-class battleship. You go and you click on your Congo battleship, you identify it, select your new unit, and then when you come to select the ship class again, it goes back to the top here. You've got to scroll all the way back down, find the ship you're looking for, and then you got the next one, and then you can identify the Yamato, and it's pretty... Yeah, when timing is pretty key in the heat of battle, it's not the most convenient, I'm just going to say that. Take one of those. Yeah, 4 of those, and can I get a tanker as well? And then we're going to rename them to Convoy. Just keep it simple. Is it? Ah, let me turn it down. See, the thing is, it's one of those games where as soon as you all tab out of it, I then can't see what the audio level is. It's pretty dumb. There's a few games that do that. Okay, let's try that. You'll have to let me know how that goes. Yeah, I don't know why some games that go full screen like that, like, don't let you alt tab out and then stop the audio, so I can't actually see what the audio leveling is back in Streamlabs, which is a bit of a pain. Anyway, where were we? Does anybody have any ideas on what sort of ships you want to see in a task force? Anyone got any grand plans? I'm going to want a couple of submarines. Like, my thinking here, and I don't know what you guys think, but I'm thinking place a few submarines in this channel here, because I mean, if I'm the Japanese and I want to build airfields and installations on Guadalcanal, the first thing I'm going to want to do is get supplies in. Well, I'm going to have to get supplies in, and the most likely route I could think of getting supplies in would be to go through here. Well, you definitely got plenty of destroyers. I know there's one class, you get about 170 of them. There we are, Fletcher class destroyer, you can get 176. I never knew they built that many. I wonder if it's including the Atlantic fleet as well. That seems like a lot of ships. That could be just me though. Right, let's go with tuna. Oh. Yeah, and let's go with who else do we need? No, I want this one. Batgar. I want to add him separately. Right, and then how much command points do we have left? 373. We're gonna put our main task force together now, so we're gonna go with let's have one Yorktown class, probably the Enterprise. So we're gonna have our aircraft carrier capability, we're gonna have a battleship in there. North Carolina, yeah, you can go in there. I think I'm gonna put 2 Northampton classes in there as well. Northampton and Chester. And then what I'm gonna do, and I've used this strategy a lot, and yeah, it's a bit out there. A lot of task force screens would use destroyers as cover, but we're not going to do that. I've found when it comes to carrier fleets and strike forces, I like to use the Atlanta light cruiser for the simple reason that you have got a ton of dual purpose 5-inch guns, which gives you a total of, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 dual purpose guns. So not only can we engage surface vessels, but also aircraft as well. Fantastic anti-aircraft platform right there, so we're going to use these. We'll have the Atlanta, San Diego, San Juan, Oakland, Reno, and Flint. I'm really surprised they didn't build more of these. From when I have tested this, the only thing I will say is doing this bit is a little bit clunky. Escape that. That's got a course. that's Task Force 1. I have to wait until they move out of the way by the looks of it. Okay. Convoy. Now what I'm thinking of doing is building up infrastructure on the Santa Cruz Islands, just to give us that defensive capability around here. Because, I mean, not being funny, I don't really take care of Australia much, and whatever happens on New Guinea, that can be... yeah, that's negligible, is what I'm thinking. Could be a really bad idea, but nah, we'll find out. So they're all loaded up, ready to go. So we're going to have troops and supplies, along with some fuel, over to that way. Now what I did do when I was first learning how this game works, I did start really early on in the campaign. And I took Renau Island, and I did that by using the convoy, and I think what I'm going to do this time is just to save myself a little bit of hassle. Let's move them out of the way. Is we're going to load these guys up instead. Let's just put you on a course out there. We can choose where we want to send them in a moment. Just get them out of my way so I can get to the other sub. Where is that other sub? Did that not create that other sub? Let's see what we've got. Task Force 1, Task Force Fortuna, Convoy, yeah, okay. I thought that created, the other submarine, obviously didn't. Yep, those 6 cruisers are going to be the perfect anti-aircraft screen. Or at least I'm hoping, anyway. Right, we're going to load these guys up with troops as well. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them... set them to land here. God dang it. When you right click and you're hoping that that will just cancel it and it doesn't, you got to do escape. That's a bit of a quality of life thing though, so that's just me. I haven't got used to that yet. Time are we? 1800 hours, okay. We're going to send our main task force around this way, I think. Just to kind of keep an eye on Port Moresby, Milne Bay. Task Force 1 has already found something. Okay, interesting. Can we get you to form a circular formation? That would be great. Hell, make turns for 12 knots. Torpedoes in the water, torpedoes in the water, general quarters. Off the left side there. Okay, let's go flank speed. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Tell you what, form a line again. Where are you going? Okay, you just stay out of the way of those torpedoes, and I don't really care too much. Hard starboard. Ooh, bleed now. Okay, right. Well, I think we now know we're dealing with a submarine. Can we get you guys form back up, please? Form up. And here's what we're gonna do. You guys are gonna go in this direction here. We're gonna get the Porter here, the USS Porter, to try and see if we can find this submarine. Oh look, we found him. Oh, that's convenient. That's pretty handy, actually. Hold stop. We get you to target you. Make turns to 5 knots. Hard to port. We'll traverse around to him. He turns to 10 knots. He's going at least 7. I don't know. The only thing I will say, I do have to, like... I think it's more personal for me that I would complain about is the fact that once you played a lot of Silent Hunter games, you know you would have absolutely no idea of the speed of this underwater vessel whatsoever. Okay, well now we've got an idea of what he's doing. If we can get you guys, you can slow down actually. Go back down to cruising at 12 knots if you want. We got rudder amidships. We've got 60 depth charges on board. We definitely have a huge advantage of the fact that we can see under the water. That's the only difference between, obviously, the information we have that we can physically see and what you would actually have on a destroyer, which makes this job extremely easy. So we don't even have to charge this submarine. Just take our time. Okay, stand by, depth charge. Firing. Yeah, it looks like we got some damage there. I'm gonna fire again, just to be sure. And we'll just increase our speed again. Yeah, I'll give it another go. Thank you for the follow, Lightfoot J. Pauls. Much appreciated. Oh, we fire again. Yeah, he's just emergency blown. Right, get ready to see him on the surface. Right, we go hard to port. Although I think he's going to be lucky to make it to the surface, actually. I think we might have just flooded him out. There we go, we'll stop. I think he's still slowly coming up, isn't he? I think we'll let him pass us. Just so we can then see what he's going to do. Oh, I like how the rudder's model. Look, if I go hard to port, the rudder goes to port. We go hard to starboard. He's definitely going to be a lot closer than what I would have liked. I think the rear guns have got better gun depression than what the forward ones, I believe. I go for narrow firing. Make turns for 5 knots. He must have a little bit of water in there. Do you know, I'm gonna say he's probably got 2 compartments, which are probably pretty full. At least from what I've seen of this game. I mean, as far as submarines go, I know this type of submarine's a fairly large submarine anyway. I know it's not the I-400, which is a massive submarine for what it is. It's almost like comparable to like the earlier nuclear-sized subs. So I'd be quite tempted to say that only 1 compartment being flooded would be enough to sink it, but... That's it, a little bit more. See, I know if I was this sub, I would be surrendering when I get to the surface, but yeah, I know for a fact he's going to fire back, so... Come on, why aren't you firing? You can see he's there. I'll stop. Yeah, we got him. Alright, good job, Porter. You can return to formation if you want to, buddy. Well, that was definitely an unexpected encounter. one thing I have noticed, right, and this is kind of important to note. The way they've done this game at the moment on the campaign is you could spend like 8 hours in an engagement, but the moment you return back to the map, it resets itself back to the time when you actually engaged into the engagement. Right, let's give you the order to return to formation. Form up. And you're only going to go 15 knots. I don't know why you don't go... Okay, that's interesting. You're going to form up the long way, are you? So, we sunk one, I think it's like an I-15 for 3,700 tons. Oh, for some reason, when you return back to the main screen here, you don't get anything. I'll tell you what I'll do. I get this in Sun under 5 all the time. Come out of it and go back into... That's better. So we get you guys to go over there, please. Tuner's given up. Some of the ships forget their courses as well, so you've got to remember where you're sending things. Right, what we're also going to do, we're going to send out some flights as well. Keep an eye on what's happening. Yeah, we'll ignore that. Task Force 4. Oh, right, okay. One submarine, that's not good. We get everybody going full speed again. What's that on the surface? What's that? Oh, we got torpedoes inbound. Can we get all you guys? Can we get all you guys to stop? Everybody stop. Everybody back, back, back. Back it up, back it up, back it up. Oh, that's not good. Oh, we missed that one. We're not going to miss the next one. Wait, are we? Oh, damn. Wait, just... No, we've been hit. You go over there. You can go wherever you're going. So you head down south on a 0, which would be ideal. Still surprised we managed to avoid that battleship though.